Hey everyone, it's finally time for another Q&A session. I know it's been a while, I apologize, but I haven't really found the time lately with school and everything. But I'm going to focus on questions relating to me personally, kind of, but they still pertain to healthy living and running in a way. So, first question is, how did you become educated on eating healthy and all the running gear that you use? Well, whenever I first made my decision to lose weight, it was because I watched The Biggest Loser and I was very inspired by that show. And on that show, they do offer a lot of very, very useful tips that I kind of retained as I watched the show. And whenever I started my journey, I remembered different things that they talked about, and that's how I started my building blocks or whatever on healthy living and like being educated on it. And then throughout my journey, I, was kind of self-educated. I looked up different things online. I looked at different healthy living magazines, and I kind of, just tested things out and read up on a lot of stuff about nutrition and everything. I mean, granted, I obviously knew what foods were healthy versus what's not healthy. Like, obviously, a carrot is more healthy than a potato chip. But it was more or less, knowing what proper portions are and stuff along those lines, and how to prepare different meals and get proper nutrition that you need to sustain life. As far as running goes, I also taught myself by reading different running magazines and looking online. My favorite magazine is actually Runner's World. I pick it up every month. One of my favorite, running quotes or whatever is, you know you're a runner when you get more excited about the new issue of Runner's World than you do the new issue of Cosmopolitan. Seriously, my eyes light up every time I see the magazine because I just love reading about new tips, new gear. With gear, it's usually trial and error because what works for someone may not work for you. So you kind of have to test things out. I know it can get a bit pricey, but once you find something you like, it's easy to build on that and, find ways around it and stuff like that. For instance, like gels. If you like gels, you can always test out like small portions of honey. Or if you like Cliff gel shots or shot blocks, whatever they are, you can try gummy bears or something. It may not necessarily work the same, but it's close. So like I said, it's trial and error. But okay, let's move on. When you first started running, did you ever stop a lot because you either doubted yourself or felt tired quickly? Yes. When I first started running, I started on the treadmill. I didn't find that too challenging because I would either slow the treadmill down or just step off to the side and take a short break. But then one day I just decided to run outside to test my limits, so to speak. The first time I went outside running was a bit of a disaster. It was kind of hot out. It was a little humid, I guess. And I ran maybe half a mile and I already wanted to quit. I wanted to throw my shoes in and just say, I'm not meant to be a runner. But for some reason, I did not let that stop me. I went out the very next day and I tried again. I think this was right around the time when I first started my blog, so I didn't exactly have all the support that I do right now. So I don't know what it was, but there was a drive inside of me that just kept pushing me forward. just seriously, just don't ever give up. There's going to be plenty of times where you just want to throw in the towel and just quit. You know, I still have bad days with running. I have days where I don't feel like running. I have days where all I'd rather do is take a 12-hour nap. But what keeps me going is looking back and realizing where I came from. And granted, my followers help keep me in line too. I thank you all for the support, by the way. I really appreciate it. But it's all those times that I didn't believe in myself. That's what keeps me going. I mean, if I can get past all of that, then who's to say I can't run a marathon? And I have no doubt in my mind that I won't run that marathon. I can already picture myself crossing that finish line because it just seems so possible now. There's been a few times where I've actually teared up imagining myself crossing that finish line. Like, I really cannot wait for that day. May 6, 2012, I am ready. Final question I want to focus on is, how did your family and friends react to your success with losing weight? My family and friends were always very supportive. My mother in particular, she has supported me throughout this entire thing since day one. She's always bought my healthy food. She hasn't, you know, tried to, I don't know, like, pressure me into eating anything bad, even if she buys stuff that isn't particularly healthy. She would, throughout my journey, she never asked me if I wanted, you know, like, a meal from McDonald's or anything, which is something that used to happen a lot before I made my decision to lose weight. She totally avoided that topic. She's paid for all my groceries. She still does, so I appreciate that because I'm a poor college kid. My dad's also been very supportive of it because he himself was a chubby kid and he lost a ton of weight just as I did as a young age, so he totally understands what I went through and what I'm currently going through as far as maintaining my weight. He was also terrified of gaining the weight back in the past, and he has learned from that just as I have. My friends were always supportive, you know, they didn't judge me or anything. A lot of people say that I've changed, but the only way that I've changed is that I discovered who I am. I'm no longer afraid of being myself. I can say what I want to say in a good sense. I just love life and I'm happy. The only thing that I think bothers me is when people who have made fun of me in the past feel that it's okay to come up to me now and tell me how great I look, how beautiful I am, that they're proud of me and stuff. While I do appreciate their comments, it's a little bittersweet to me because, you know, I still have the same heart that I did back then. Just because I shed my 110-pound shell, that they can come up to me now, almost as if it's socially acceptable to talk to me normally now. That does hurt, but you know, I just brush it off and I'm just gonna live my life the way I want to live now. But no, my family has been great throughout this entire thing. My aunt is always so excited to hear about my stories. She is very insistent on getting me on TV, which I would love. I would love to be on the Dr. Oz show or some other talk show and inspire others. share my story with the world just as I am with my blog. I mean, the more people I can inspire, the better. Don't let fear hold you back. Seriously. I've spent far too many years of my life being afraid of embarrassing myself or saying something stupid or, you know, anything that would supposedly cause somebody to make fun of me. I would try to avoid all instances of that. But now I just live life to the fullest. I'm done letting others influence my level of happiness, because that's really no way to live. You need to make yourself happy. You need to find the happiness inside of you in order to live. But that's all I can really say about that. So, I mean, I could probably continue on with this topic for hours, but I figure I should get going because I'm gonna go on a run soon. But thanks for watching, and have a fearless day, everyone.